Yo, 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 what's good, everybody?
Bob.
Damn.
What's good, guys? What's good, guys? Let me turn that off.
Some generational
screen.
slander going on. Yo, 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 what's good, everybody?
Oh, shit.
Well, you know how it be.
Bob.
Damn.
What's good, guys?
Oh, that's why. I was like, man, where am I hearing that extra?
Let me pull this down.
All right, my bad. I'm a little discombobulated today. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Okay. I was like, man, I'm hearing the music, but then I was hearing another voice, but I know what's going on now. All right, now that we have everything, should be underway, you know, back to our usual activities for a Tuesday. All right.
Yes, sir.
1:24 is the time is not yet nigh, but it's almost nigh.
You don't think?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. This break week, I think I say it all the time, but sheesh.
You do. I already know what you're gonna say.
This bitch felt long. I'll sacrifice my future for his shaku. I wouldn't do that, fam. What murder? What's good? Don, TC, Sully, D the Man, T2, Jelly. Uh, Jelly, you better just focus up and lock in, my boy. Cobalt, Lulu.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody pulling up, especially those that are in different time zones and it's pretty late.
Rage. Appreciate everyone that pulled up, aside from D the Man. Captain Toastosaurus came in this thing too. Nah, D the Man.
That's what's up.
D the Man is my favorite frenemy.
D the Man's my guy. Every time he's shouting Ibuki slander, at least.
He's also shouting Dice slander, which is funny.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Hey.
Half of it is probably accurate. I ain't mad at it.
Elite ball knowledge. Elite ass eater knowledge. Let's go.
All right.
Nah. Dice don't eat booty anymore, y'all.
Yeah, I stopped last week.
My new water girl and fire boy. Wait, who's the water girl and who's the fire boy? Man.
You know exactly who's who.
Oh wait, this is like the group chat. You know what, like being a power.
What are you saying, Ty?
I can't say it for the stream, but you know what I mean, bro. A power bottom.
Nah. Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, because Dice is wavy.
Dice, you gotta step up the Ibuki slander, getting a little rusty. You guys have, you guys are caring. You guys have decided to take that on.
I mean, honestly, I think it's they weak slander.
Okay.
All right. But I'm not sure how many of you were like in our stream just 2 days ago that we had with Cal doing a tier list. But
W stream.
I don't know if I'm built for this like streamer life, bro.
Why do you say that?
Cause man, I like streaming, and man, once I'm on, like you'll get me on for like as long as chat's lit, I'll be good for 5 hours if they live for 5 hours. But then it's the after. It's like after I'm like, oh, I forget. It just exhausts.
What's going on, old man?
I'm
old.
All
right, man?
I'm old, bro.
All right, don't think about it. Okay, you're gonna wind up like Ibuki.
Toastosaurus. All right. But now we basically had our kind of discussions for 124, but I mean, shit, that felt like forever ago, and the big thing here is like, Akemura's reaction to the news, and maybe a little bit more on the Soga side of things, since 123 we just got the Sorcery Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I mean, I can't remember. I do not.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going somewhere with that.
I was just saying shit.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I don't really remember how those our discussions went. Like I said, I'm old and senile. You know what I mean? So like, I don't remember much. All right, Iduki Masaka, that's a good one, Sully. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a great one, actually. I peeped that.
That's a good one.
See what I'm saying? Like I don't even have to I kicked that ball down the hill, and now like chat has just completely taken over the Ibuki slander. I just get to sit. What's that Thanos quote? just get to sit back and watch the sunrise on a new day, or however the fuck that goes. So I did my part.
Dude, I got a job. I don't watch Marvel. I got a job. All right.
Ah, okay, man. It's what is it? A 7-year-old movie at this point?
Damn, it's been that long.
Yeah, yeah, you're old.
Back in my day,
Anyways,
Iron Man. I need to see some main family Soga clan slander. These guys are trash. To be honest with you, it's beginning to look like everybody in Kagurabachi is trash. Except Chihiro. Except like this new batch.
not Sheba.
Except for sure not Sheba. I definitely got to make that.
Yeah.
Pukey Misaka? Look at D the man trying to like LARP. Trying to like, you know, steal the nickname I got for Ukazane. Pukazane. Get your own slander, bud.
Hey, man, that's how it goes.
Dice is a god of war in real life.
Oh yeah.
Damn, they
So
know
they
your
saying I'm late
whole
because I'm playing
day.
Ragnarok.
They know your whole day, fam.
Fuck.
Dice can't have anything. Dice can't have no fun.
I don't know why it still says I'm playing Ragnarok. I logged off that shit like half
Dice
an hour
is playing that shit right now. I can hear the little buttons
Right
mashing.
now.
Yeah. Dice be using control of his feet. Nah.
Nah.
I guess it's we could start with a recap of 123. You know, after we saw the meeting between the Sorcery Borough about this like this feasible and like totally doable and understanding plan to throw a 6-month-old Hiyuki at the enemy.
Yeah.
And that seems more logical and more reasonable, more rational than just trusting Kunishige to cook up a sword. You know, now that it's coming back to me, I'm starting to remember a little bit of a conversation from last Tuesday. But we then find out that they are planning to give Chiaki up. Right? Dice, I'll let you continue or fill in the gaps.
Yes, correct. So obviously we get the Hiyuki Kagari clan Flamebone lore. We get a couple of pages dedicated to Chiaki and that relationship with Kunishige before figuring out that or before finding out, not figuring out, that both the Soga clan as well as the Sorcery Bureau has ultimately agreed to hand over Chiaki. And this, what is it, conditional agreement, right?
Yeah,
like March 24th.
Ceasefire.
Correct. Yeah.
Truce.
So Chiaki is completely willing to give herself up. The Enchanted Blade project that Hasumi presents is rejected, and the Sorcery Bureau conditionally accepts the Mikaboshi's demands. So they ultimately agree to surrender Princess Chiaki Soga. The last thing we get is ultimately that conversation between Ichiki and Hasumi, where we also find out that a new Soga baby girl has been born within the mainline branch around 6 months ago at the time of the chapter. And so they're not really worried about the Mikaboshi, the Mikaboshi offspring inheriting any of, or specifically the gift of prophecy, because it would return to the main branch.
Crazy.
So
that's crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, wild stuff.
It brings up two things in my head, right? One, would they just plan to get rid of Chiaki at some point? You know, so that way the new baby could get the prophecy ability awakened in the main branch. And then two, this goes to show you just how much the Soga clan values the prophecy ability. because there's no mention of the possibility of the Mikoboshi King and the, you know, the baby that he would and will never have with Chiaki being a boy and awakening the Kuratsuchi. You know, obviously you need a physical body, like, and all that, but there's no like worry of that. They just care about the prophecy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if there's something, because we obviously know that Kurotsushi's passed down the male, like Soga males, but not that I recall, there was never like a statement that specifically highlights only members or males from the main branch being the ones to inherit the Kurotsuchi. So if that isn't the case, then yeah, it is a bit surprising that they'd be willing to just potentially hand over Kurotsuchi even if the gift of prophecy is safe. It just goes to show that the gift of prophecy, which is what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we also know we've seen how it's basically the glue that holds the whole sorcery world, underworld together. Um, it's the reason why the Soga are who they are, the reason why the Sorcery Bureau is um so close to them, in bed with them, basically. Um, and so yeah, and in terms of what you said about the Soga clan, enter like you entertaining the possibility of the Soga clan at some point conspiring to get rid of Chiaki, even if this situation with the Mikoboshi didn't present itself. There's obviously the moment between Hasumi and Ichiki when he's like, what makes you so sure that Chiaki's child won't inherit her power? After all, it never showed up in a minor branch before, right? And Ichiki's sweating and he looks at him and he says,
Mm-hmm.
never officially. So that to me hints at some point somebody like Chiaki in a minor branch inheriting the gift of prophecy and the Soga clan just having done some shit to just kind of like erase it, which I would imagine is just, and maybe this is dark or maybe it's just dark of me to assume this is what might have happened, but I think it's what is implied. That they basically they pulled the Kenjaku and killed the baby. And I think Hasumi's reaction to what Ichiki's saying as well, I think could lend some credence to that. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were already kind of entertaining this idea of handling uh Chiaki. I'm assuming they didn't because of the situation with the Mikoboshi. Obviously, she got her gift of prophecy around the same time that the Shikoku Island appears. So I can imagine that even if they were kind of planning on doing something to her, the fact that there is the lingering situation with the Mikoboshi, they don't just want to, um the gift of prophecy that they have at the moment and being
Yeah.
able to use it at the moment.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause like they would wait until the other main branch baby was at least old enough to understand certain concepts. It's not like the Hiyuki thing. They would basically allow that child like the best education. They would basically just, in a sense of words, groom that child to fulfill that role. You know, the best to her abilities, or at least depending on if Chiaki is getting the job done, which I mean, it seems like she is doing a solid enough job to the point where like everyone in the Soga clan is not, they don't distrust her, or up to that point, they could say like, oh, no one questions you as the princess anymore, or something like that in 116. um so yeah, I mean, it sucks though that they just kind of, even like someone as important as her is really just gotta, it all comes down to like birthright, like, and then not even birthright, like, well, I guess still it still be considered birthright, but like the job she's doing, you would think it's like a noble job, and it's something that she should be proud of. The clan should be like, you know shouting her like praises. But the truth is, she wasn't due for a long life anyway because of how like corrupt that shit is. Like I said, clan dynamics is just tragic and toxic as fuck. Um, but and we also see this. The last thing I wanted to say, we see from the Soga princess from when Chiaki was just a little girl. It's framed like there's another little girl that's like looking at Chiaki in awe, just as she did to the prior Soga princess, not realizing the
Yeah.
kind of weight on their shoulders, the lives at stake, and you know, shit is not sweet.
Yeah, I just realized, not that this is really important, but I just realized, kind of thinking about what I said about the Soga clan having previously killed um a, a, a previous like female that it from a minor branch that inherited the gift of prophecy. I like alluded to it being a baby, but now that I think about it, it would probably be a situation just like Chiaki's. I don't see how a minor branch could inherit the gift of prophecy as a baby. So like, because of the way that whole thing works, I imagine it would have had to have been like a situation just like Chiaki's, where the current princess or the then princess from the main branch dies, and it just appears in someone from a minor branch. Um, so yeah, either way, they would have killed, whoever from the main branch inherited that ability and just kind
Mm-hmm.
of kept it from the record book. So it's fucked either way. Um, and yeah, the whole thing with Chiaki is basically what has the spotlight right now. Um,
Oh yeah,
Obviously she's at the middle of everything. Kunishige's reaction, Akamura's eventual reaction, the Mikaboshi, of course. So it's just I don't even know, man. Like, what to expect in terms of her character in the next coming chapters. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of like, and
yeah,
it's been a while as well because of the break week. So I have no idea what the hell Hokazono's cooking up.
yeah. Because it's almost like, is there a possibility that Kunishige, Akamura, and Chiaki go on the run, like to stop them, like like they basically say, what do you, because obviously Akamura would go if Chiaki goes. And if there's a possibility where that could be the thing that basically that could be the reason why the enchanted blades don't get made right away. And I mean, I don't even know how much I believe this. It's just something that popped in my head just now. But the possibility of them kind of going on the run and then they got to get tracked down to where the war's already been started at this point, and they have no other choice but to lean on Kunishige crafting the enchanted blades, which is why they appeared so late in the war.
Huh. I mean, I know you're just kind of again entertaining that possibility, but I think given especially what we saw from Chiaki in 123, I just don't think it's
Oh,
something that she would do.
I agree. Well, as like last
Mhm.
chapter framed it, but
Yeah,
if the man that
exactly.
she loves is saying, "What is it? What do you want to do?" Like, we'll do it. Like, don't tell me what's and and I could see that because you're right. The way it is framed is about her, like basically, she wants to protect a future or a possible future for Kunishige to have, and not do anything that's going to bring harm to him. She wants to protect him. If that's the last thing she can do, she will. So I could see like that kind of shoots holes through that theory. Because then, I mean, but if the guy that if the guy that she loves is telling her, screw everybody else. I know it's what you got on your shoulders, but what do you want to do? What does Chiaki want to do? Get some autonomy.
Yeah, and I don't think that's crazy to think that Kunishige. I think it's very likely that he says something along those lines. I think Um, in obviously the last chapter 123 ended in Chiaki sending or leaving Kunishige with a note about her wanting to see him again. So we know that they are gonna meet. I wouldn't be surprised if Kunishige's words are something like you said, something along those lines of her choosing for herself and doing what she wants to do and not sacrificing herself, putting herself first, all that good stuff. Um, and I think I said this in the last stream or the last episode about how I think there's going to be a bit of an argument between Kunishige and Chiaki because I think Chiaki is going to stand firm on her position. Like she's obviously going to I think we're going to see some inner turmoil from her part in terms of her struggling with like obviously wanting to, live her life with Kunishige and just run away. Like I think we'll see that, but ultimately, especially when you think about like how Kunishige has talked about Chiaki previously to Chihiro. I'll never forget how he tells Chihiro, "You're logical like your mom," and it just kind of I bring that back to this, and I'm just thinking like I think we're gonna be I'm sorry, I think it's gonna be pretty consistent that Chiaki makes like it isn't the type to make decisions based on emotion. And this is kind of going beyond what you're talking about right now. Like I think this is kind of like something that I'm at least expecting from her character throughout most of the Seitei War arc. Like I think we're gonna see exactly the kind of person she is, and I think it's gonna be really consistent with how she always does things, thinking about more than just herself.
Gotcha. Like, and I do have a question for you. Now,
Hmm.
she is says you're a lot like your mom, logical and this that, but couldn't we?
Hmm.
There's certain moments in Kagurabachi that point to Chihiro being emotional rather than logical,
Oh
like
yeah.
in the Rakuzaichi going back in, even though it's like tantamount to almost suicide, but to save everybody and this that or the other, like that's logically that the chances are slim. That's more of an emotional push to kind of thing. Maybe Chiaki, she the time that she chooses an emotional like decision, is I mean I'm over here like literally arguing for a theory that I don't even know if I believe in. Well, not arguing, but like making a stand for it. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Like the last 123 definitely kind of like just frames it as like that not really being possible, or not possible, but just in terms of like who Chiaki is as a character, or at least from what we
Yeah,
know
I mean,
about her, and the fact of what she's doing or why she's agreeing to do that, I should say.
yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I think it would be very interesting, and I could even see it happening about like the one moment Chiaki, not to play devil's advocate, I can see like a moment where Chiaki decides to put herself first and it just goes completely wrong. And this could be it, right? Like this could be it, like what you're kind of bringing up right now. I think that would be kind of also really speak to the tragedy of her character and the positions she's in and the weight on her shoulders, where she just doesn't have that luxury. And the moment that she, tries against her, against what she
Fate.
knows, like, no, like she knows better is what I'm saying, and it's kind of like her going against that, against her instinct, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes completely wrong, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
and I mean that will definitely come back and bite you on the ass, because there's a lot of theories running around if she's even alive in current day. Like maybe the Soga
mhm.
clan's gone, but she's still around somewhere. So I saw some people in the Discord earlier talking about it. And I don't know if we actually ever did this poll. I'm gonna run a poll like, is Chiaki alive present day? I want to see how people are feeling. Even if we did do it once, I'm gonna do it again. By the way, shout out
Jaden
to
Perry says. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead. I was gonna glaze you, but you go ahead first.
Okay, I'll take that glaze in a minute. I just wanted to shout out some people in chat. Jaden Perry says, "I'm glad y'all streaming." Jaden, glad you're here with us.
Yeah, welcome.
Solely says, "Definitely Hokazono purposely." Oh, I think they're talking in chat. Purposely left Yuki's fate in current day unresolved for a reason. Not to mention all this talk of baby Yuki.
I
That's
mean,
some crazy
Hayuki's definitely
feel.
alive present day.
Yeah, I think so. What's up, flavored beef?
My favorite
Glad you're
kind of
here.
beef. If you're gonna have beef with me, make sure it's flavored.
Emil, appreciate you pulling up.
Cook, D the man, cook. Yo, Akemura Soga is cooking as well.
I bet on Bax's soul she's alive. Who's this? Chiaki?
Yeah. So I'll be looking for a new co-host. I'll put out a job. Oh, and I'm speaking of the disc, I mentioned the disc.
Wait, hold on. I want that glaze. I'll take that glaze now.
Oh, I was gonna say shout out to Dice for being top 2 best looking person on the channel.
Oh fuck! But I ain't 2 though.
Hey, I'm not saying. I'm saying you're top 2. That's all I know.
All right, man. Quit your shenanigans.
Junior Morpheus says, y'all think there are other entities like Flamebone? I fucking hope so. I'd love for Uran to have an ice version of Flamebone. Oh, Aokiji versus Akainu fight. Oh my goodness, God, bro! I was almost attacked by a dragon in the room. Yeah, some fuck ass fly.
Oh God, bro! It's a witty bitty fly. Watch out, Tiberius.
What's up, Bliss? Oh my God, it's a sword saint in my room.
Yeah, Bliss says it's 2 a.m. here. Glad I made it. Yeah, well, we appreciate you for being here at that time. I know time zones be crazy. So like I said earlier in the stream, appreciate everybody, especially the people where it's late.
Yeah, shout out to y'all for being in the future. But I mean, it's a bad thing now because you ain't getting no sleep. And you're listening to us? Questionable taste. Nah.
No. I did want to... Yeah, for sure. Shout out Angry Demon Noises. Law R9Q as well. People pulling up. Yeah, Junior Morpheus. I love that. You know what the what he says about they're like Udon potentially having like an ice version of Flamebone. It might be a bit of wishful thinking.
Vanilla Ice.
But Icy Ice from Chojin X. She just summons that bitch. No, but I think that would be really cool. Because I think the Udon versus Hiyuki is kind of like a hypothetical matchup that people have entertained just because they're 2 baddies, kind of like the first baddies introduced on each side.
And their elements contradict each other. They're opposing elements. They're both, and like everyone thought Hiyuki was Udon for the longest time, and they both serving. They both be serving.
Yeah, dude. Like, I want to think that Hokazono is actually kind of setting up that matchup, even though it's not like it's been front and center, right? Like, I would like to think that he's been doing it in a subtle way, but obviously Udon would have to have something crazy to hold a candle,
or they just
to Hiyuki.
Do damage, like Hiyuki sustains like a pretty important.
Oh, they're gonna nerf her. They're gonna nerf her. Hiyuki gets nerfed.
I mean, because look, for 6 month baby, 6-month-old baby Hiyuki solos all the Hishaku.
Crazy.
So I mean, what do you think? A whole 18-year-old Hiyuki's gonna do? Akemura Soga says, any theories on Pinky? I wonder if just like how Master Urita was the previous national treasure, She was the previous Sword Saint. That's pretty dope. I see.
Oh.
I think, or I'm hoping, she's like a demon. Like I, been pretty vocal about like I want her to almost be like very battle eccentric, like a true Kenpachi, which that could play into that Sword Saint thing as well.
Yeah, her being the previous Sword Saint, I think would be some really cool shit. Um, it'd be interesting to see how Hokuzono would go about it, considering she's like a female in that time. Um, so I've like, because obviously it's been discussed a lot in like the community and the fan base, like about her, like you said, being this demon or being among like the most skilled sword fighters. That's something I'm like super down with. But like her being the sword saint specifically, I think would be really cool. And I mean, it starts to like obviously, Samura Ibiki was set to be on his level, um, allegedly, right? It's still questionable. But like when you have a former sword saint and a current sword saint in that list of enchanted blade bearers, it's like you can see why how they turned the tide real quick, right? And obviously Akemura only came in with Magatsumi towards the end just to, deliver the finishing blow, basically. But that is like, it's some prestige right there. Some accolades.
Yeah, and D the man brings up the good like the theory that Uran is fire and ice, which that's kind of where I've sided. And maybe that
Yes, I
fire
think so.
has the power to kind of like repel flames as well, so maybe flame bone won't be like as effective on her as it would be others. Maybe like some Benimaru Shimon stuff, but as a Kagurabachi baddie. I saw
That would
some.
be cool.
We can talk
We could
about
get some.
the trio. I want to talk about the trio thing in a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to say that like we could, I do agree. I've said before that I believe that Uran's abilities are both fire and ice. My kind of running theory is that it kind of is in tune with her mood. My whole thing is that like in Kunishige's murder, there was some fire. We still don't know obviously if it came from her, but I feel like, when you look at the way she looks in that one panel, even though it's Hokazono clearly just covering her face, my theory is that like when she's kind of like on demon time and on that sort of timing, we get the fire. And then when you see her in Assault on Kamunabi HQ, she's all like cute. She's all, she's just kind of like a completely different mood. And that's when we see her use ice. It is a bit cliche, but I think it would be pretty cool. And, Hiyuki versus Uran using fire, we could get some like Avatar The Last Airbender scenes. Like maybe
But
her fire is
but
even like
like
blue. Is
flame bone though has already got like crazy glaze, so like it makes
Oh,
almost
yeah,
like
no,
every
it's
other fire, anything that could be possible, like for
yeah,
fire
she'd
in the
get
series.
Jogoed.
Yeah,
She'd
literally.
get Jogoed. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
Uno Hana from Bleach being Pinky, yeah, that shit would be fire. Like, and I can imagine Hokazono delivering on the art and the execution of like that moment to like have her like her Kenpachi, reveal. That shit would go hard.
I gotta say, Junior, that's a good one. That last
Okay,
chat,
buddy.
Junior,
Okay, buddy.
that's a good Hey, I can't lie, I gotta laugh out of me.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
and it would be, for like if Pinky was to be like Unohana, for like the new Sword Saint to take out the prior Sword Saint, because I'm waiting to see Akamura like. I mean, he already killed one sword bearer, you know, and I mean it was peak. It's I want to see him. I'm wondering if he's going to be the one because I don't think Subaru is going to be around much longer. You know,
You're just talking about Chihiro?
no, Akamura.
Yeah, but the sword bearer he killed, you just
Oh
mean
no, I'm talking
Chihiro.
about Samura. Well, I mean,
Oh, my dumb ass, bro. LARP, LARP,
yeah,
LARP.
the
Okay.
like I'm
I'm like,
wondering
which sword bearer he killed, bro?
because like I was like, bro, you had me double guessing. So I was like, damn, this break week really whipping my ass. But it almost makes me wonder though, like, because I do think Kaguri, and I think Kaguri is like a
Hmm.
perfect blade wielder. Oh, what's good? Demon noises I see in here. The like Kaguri's, I do think Kaguri's like the perfect person to wield an enchanted blade because he like to care for the sword as pairs along well with his like love for like swordsmanship. So I'm hoping we get to see him use it. But who's gonna remove Subaru from the series? And I mean, sure he doesn't have his EB, but he's still a sword master. Granted, he is 18 years older as well. But they be talking about Itsuo Shirakai like he's Jordan. You know what I mean?
Just ask Shiny. Everything is a
Itsuo
Itsu
Shirakai
Shirikai
upscale.
upscale.
He did beat up like
Shout out
half
Shiny,
the
man.
sword bearers. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I could see Pinky being one of the, if not the only, like original sword bearer to kind of make it to the end.
Yeah, because like that's it's something I've thought about for a while. Like I don't think every sword bearer is just gonna die. I don't think that's I don't know. I don't necessarily think that's gonna be the case, you know?
Yeah, I mean, who's left? I mean, Uruha, he already died, came back. Motherfuckers be coming back in this bitch. Like, you really got to put them 6 feet on. You got to put them 10 feet under.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, D man, I wonder how Kaguri will kill Subaru. Like, yeah, that's kind of like, it would either have to be Subaru just as, like, obviously in the 18 years since the war, and facing the Sword Saint and you know what they covered up, like he kind of went to like the Ibiki route where he just lost all interest. I mean, he likes sushi anyway. I mean, we can even see it in the flashback. Um, that he just chose to like never touch a sword again, and that rustiness is what, you know, that's the reason why Kaguri can kill Subaru.
So okay, so this is something I've seen, people discuss in our Discord server as well. So you're of the mind that it's gonna be Kaguri, the one who kills Subaru, to wield his enchanted blade.
See, that's what well, that's kind of what I'm pondering because I can see, like, I just don't think Akamura is going to be the one like out, you know, roaming around, because if he is,
Yeah, we
that's,
talked about this.
yeah, that's too big of an obstacle to kind of like hurdle over. Like we can't
Yeah.
get past his ass. So I feel like it would have to be either like, you know, dirty tricks, or Kaguri just goes you know, one on one. And then they have like a less aura version of the AI White Purity style clash with Samura and Uruha.
Less Ara version. So do you think Kaguri has what it takes to beat Subaru right now?
The way I'm thinking, yeah, just because I don't think Subaru has touched a sword in
Hmm.
18 years, and he was old, or he looks old at the war. You know,
Damn, just because he got a mustache?
I'm, if if he's either the oldest looking 25
I
year
get.
old I've ever seen in my life, like he has old man face. Like we got Benjamin Button in his bitch, or
Oh
that's a
man.
legit 40-year-old man we're looking at.
Yeah, the Kaguri versus Subaru debate is kind of a head scratcher for me because um like we already had we got the how do I say this? We got the sword bearer driven by guilt in Samura, right? We got in Ibiki the sword bearer that lost his will to fight, basically, and got off fat or whatever. I don't think Pinky is gonna die. I think she's gonna be, or at least not anytime soon. I think she will be around for a good bit. I don't think her enchanted blade is gonna get passed on anytime soon. Obviously Uruha died, came back. When it comes to Subaru, I don't I'm kind of struggling to see him just going down the same route as kind of Ibiki, in the sense that, oh, he lost his will to fight and that led to his demise. It very well could be, and like we always talk about with Hokuzono, it's all about execution, the way he manages to go down these not so surprising routes in the story, but ultimately those moments still hit because of the execution. So I could see a situation where like Subaru is yet another swordsman kind of dealing with the guilt of the war, lost his will to fight, and it ultimately leads to his death. I would like to see Hokuzono do something different. I think it would be cool if Subaru kind of like goes 1v2 and maybe it's Kaguri alongside Hirohiko
And
without his
Toto,
enchanted blade.
Kaguri and Toto,
Kaguri into, oh bro, that total
the
upscale gonna
duo.
go crazy. That total upscale, bro, you'd never hear it like you'll never hear the end of it. Let me just say.
Well, I can
For me,
mute you. That's definitely possible. That's a thing. But nah.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to like what Hogazono has in store for Subaru's character in particular, and like this post-war version of Subaru, because it's the first time that we kind of get this kind of insight on a sword bearer in, like their younger version, right? Like obviously Samura, we met him post-war, Uruha post-war. We haven't really spent time with bum ass Ibiki.
Okay, now that's
So
uncalled for.
so when it comes to Subaru, I just really hope that Hogazono takes full advantage of this opportunity and kind of situation he's crafted himself with like fleshing his character, or at least part of his character, now in the Seitei War arc, having these moments with Kunishige, with the Sorcery Bureau, his knowledge, he's one of the treasures, the art of the grip, obviously, and kind of like seeing how Hokazono now goes and, um, comes back to present day. I just hope that he does kind of something special with Subaru's character and doesn't just kind of go down the same route that he went with
Well,
these other sword bearers.
I think with like the difference between Subaru, because he could have lost all love for the sword, like through and through. That means from like foraging to fighting. He lost his will to fight. He's, like people talked about in chat, I could see him picking it up to kind of like stalling the enemy, the enemy forces, and maybe he takes some of the fodder out a bunch, and then Kaguri just kind of like pulls up at the end when he's kind of been, maybe a little bit winded. But the difference lies with him is going to be the fact that he chose to forge again for like Kunishige's, son, to help him. It's that he, because he don't know Chihiro right now. You know what I mean? So, well, I mean, at the end of the part one, he should have met him, because I'm presumably that's where they were brought to. So I think it's more about like his story is going to be about finding the will to like forge again, to create a weapon meant for killing, to help
Kirk,
Chihiro. I think that's where his character, if it does go that route, that's where his character like kind of differentiates. Because like, I saw someone talk about like Akemura is, old, and Samura's old, and they put belt to ass for sure, but they didn't really lose the will to fight. Like Samura's stronger now.
yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, it's just I could see that being the thing for Subaru. It's more about the crafting side of things, because that's what he was introduced as. Once we got his full reveal, it was about him being a swordsmith, a master swordsmith, a treasure at that. He wasn't just some like equal to or comparable to Samura as a force, in a fighting. 'Cause I think if they kept Ibiki in the story, he would be a hard person to kind of get around, like how Hokusan would handle his story, because the way
Nah.
they talk about his skill. Leave my man alone.
No, I think you're cooking. Emil Bliss is also cooking. Says Subaru will pull a Yamamoto guards. Who needs guards? I'm all the security I need. I would love a moment like that from
Dice don't know
Subaru.
that. Dice doesn't know that moment. By the way, he's larping.
I I still think it's
It's a hard moment. Yeah,
sounds cool.
that's how you
Yeah,
know it's
and I
raw.
and I think I've kind of seen that sort of trope or behavior in something else. I'm not remembering right now. Um, but yeah, I think that's hard as fuck, and I think with Subaru it would be, I think not just in character, but obviously really cool to get a moment like that. And you're fucking cooking, like you're fucking cooking with you brought what you brought up in terms of Hokazono separating him or like carving out his own role like he's done for the other bearers by having him be the one that kind of like passes the torch in a way, in the sense that like he got to meet Kunishige. They obviously had that exchange. We don't obviously like from what we know, Kunishige forged the enchanted blades alone, but Subaru could have very much been kind of like just up to speed, kind of like checking up on him, just having conversations with him.
Someone's got to feed
Um,
Kunishige's bum ass.
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. So I would obviously like I totally agree with that. I think like something like Subaru telling and obviously we've talked about this a good bit. Um, Subaru telling Chihiro that like, oh, your father wanted to make the best, the world's best katana, and obviously we've, like I said, we've talked about this. Now that responsibility lies on Chihiro's shoulders. He is the one crafting the enchanted blade or blades that he believes the world needs in this current time. Um, I guess if because I do believe that Subaru is very likely going to die. I would love for him to die in like a sacrifice play. Obviously, we already kind of got that with Samura, but I think with what you just talked about, getting those moments between Subaru and Chihiro would do a lot for both Chihiro and especially Subaru's character. I can see a situation where at some point, um, maybe Akamura finds their location or something, and it's Subaru the one that decides to stay behind and just kind of like take on this wave of enemies until Kaguri shows up and again,
Who knows?
excuse me,
Maybe Kaguri
delivers
pisses him off. He's like, your sushi, whack.
whack. Your sword style, whack.
Whack.
The way you don't even respect me.
Yeah, your grip, whack. The big gripper.
uh,
See, now, if y'all want to really slander Ibiki, like, I would say, like, compare him to, like, the Lightning Lord of Jujutsu no Kaisen Chapter 2, if y'all remember that. I'm trying to find it. Dog, did the Jujutsu no Kaisen delete the page?
I don't know. I never came in contact with
when
that.
they
Not with a 10-foot pole.
that was a time to be alive for sure. When he introduced
Oh yeah,
himself as
sure.
like the Lightning Lord, like Kashimo introduced himself as the Lightning Lord, I was like, boy, Kashimo. How does Kashimo go even more into the negatives of aura than this? Y'all leave Ibiki alone though, man. Y'all taking all my passion away. I don't even got the will to.
JJK is busy selling their new roguelike game. Oh, bro, don't even bring that up.
Let's see. Lawrence
Don't
Morales,
even.
what's happening? Says, do you think Shaku agrees with your teaming up with Akamura instead of killing him? I don't think so, to be honest. I think Akamura might have like a hidden agenda, and that kind of threw a loop in his plan. So now
Shaku.
yeah. So maybe now Shaku just kind of got to like continue, playing the role and just wait for his moment.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer that question when we know absolutely nothing about Hatshaku. Which again
Horrible
we've talked
fashion
about a good
sense.
bit. Oh yeah, horrible fashion sense. I easily probably the best or the
Oh look,
best.
now Dice
No,
wants a
the
fedora,
worst,
y'all.
the worst dressed character in Kagurabachi. I don't care about like no best jeanist, no whatever. Y'all can keep whoever you think is the worst dressed. It's Hashaku. Okay, it's
Yeah.
Hashaku. I don't care.
All right, let me see here.
I don't care.
I found it. See,
Solely says, "I hate the way you that you walk, the way that you dress at Kagura." Yeah, 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 yeah,
see now this is
yeah.
what y'all should like. Some, I mean, I guess I could do it, but I
I
really don't want to. This is what y'all could be putting Ibiki's head on.
what's this? What's this guy? Oh, I have a reference. Hold on. What is this guy's name? I forgot. uh, oh yeah. Kaguri's gonna pull a syndrome. That's what he's gonna do. From The
Oh, I
Incredibles.
was about to say, what is that from?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Kaguri's gonna pull a syndrome once he meets Subaru.
Yeah, had Shaku probably had rolls his cigarettes up into his the sleeve of his shirt.
And Greedy Noises asks, "Do we think Yura is showing up next chapter?"
No, I think the
Nah.
only chances he
Yeah.
have of popping up at any point is gonna be if like the flashback ends with like us seeing what happens to his wife.
I won't lie, even if the flashback doesn't get to that, I can see us kind of cutting to a panel of him towards the end. Just as kind of like setup.
His back and that
And kind of
Chiaki prophecy thing like kind of connects.
yeah, something along those lines. I think yeah, actually that panel specifically would work. Or even if it's just kind of like him through the window, kind of just washing dishes or whatever, some shit, like just kind of getting like a tease of kind of like because we know what happens. It's like I had like when I had said that it would be kind of crazy if the Seitei War arc ends with the Akemura Soga panel of him saying like no, they must be annihilated, and then that that's just the end of the Seitei War arc. Because obviously we know what happens afterwards, and that is after the war, after the treaty. So basically, you can cover the whole Seitei War arc and then just kind of like have that as the cliffhanger and maybe go back to it at some other point, like we had been talking about last stream. If Hokazono is gonna kind of just put all the cards on the table when it comes to Akamura. Obviously, with Yura, it's much different because he is not in the situation that Akamura is, in the sense that he is not connected really to the events of the actual war. So, kind of like going through the whole Seitei War arc and potentially the malediction, and then kind of getting a glimpse at Yura in that, in those final chapters of the arc, I think would be some crazy hype, honestly.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
maybe I'm just saying that as a Yura Glazer.
nah, I mean, shit, we're all always down for some Euro glaze. That's maybe the one thing that we agree on. Um, and maybe that'd be like kind of a cool like members only video or something like that where we kind of come to we each cook up like what do we think would be like the best like
Endpoint.
conclusions yeah for the war, like what we think would be like what we want to see compared to like what we think would be like the best for the story, and just kind of like play off each other. What makes sure it's so strong flavored beef? Conviction and resolve. This man had mailman energy, and through sheer like I don't think he has a sorcery. Through sheer like reinforcement of spirit energy and training his body, he managed to be able to contend with like sword masters, and like we see in a 2v2, get glazed by them too, as well as become the head of a evil organization. Full of elite
Yeah,
sorcerers,
years
by the
ago,
way.
man. Years ago. That's why he's our favorite character.
Yeah, what?
All cojones.
Yeah, and Toto becoming good, I don't see that happening. I think she's almost too like maybe whimsical in a sense of the like she kind of it seems like she's just about whatever, you know, she's pretty chill. But the thing is she's chill about, you know, being on the wrong side. Like it's almost like it's so like indifferent to her like what she's doing is not like technically all that crazy. But she was ready to like, you know, all those kids to get smoked. I mean, Ikura, I mean, I don't know, like hey, that might have been a sacrifice.
Toto's always gonna be good in my heart.
I mean, hey,
She's
like
chilling.
you're a simp and hey, I respect it.
For Toto?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only person I could see possibly like moving over to like Chihiro's side, like or to help Chihiro, would be like Best Genius, just because we've never seen him like do anything like on panel that's like technically bad. I mean, he's guilty by association, don't get me wrong, and he indirectly did contribute to evil crimes like putting Hirohiko's arms back on and, you know, being kind of their medic, teleporting them in. So I'm not saying the man is like free of any wrongdoing. It's more in a sense of like his presentation on panel isn't like the rest of them, to where like Chihiro wouldn't trust him, but maybe he's like, all right, just this once. But like even that's a stretch. Yeah, it's exactly. Kaguri never would kill that teacher, for sure. Because like once he did that, it's set. Like Kaguri, like nope, we know like that dude's gonna be evil for being evil. Like he don't care about like Yura's like, you know, the ends justify the means, or we just made the necessary sacrifices. That teacher wasn't really a necessary sacrifice, but Kaguri didn't really have to tell Yura about that either. Because they didn't even have time to tell him about it either, because it's all like literally right from there it goes straight to the hotel, and then that's when Yura started doing the Kabanabi attack. So like that's just Kaguri being Kaguri. And he was also going to smoke Yuri if she wasn't Samura's kid, if they got to test her blood. All right, Miles, appreciate you coming through. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good one, Mouse. Um, I think Kaguri is a bit more nuanced than that. Trying to look for a specific chapter.
It just takes for Yuri to say, he killed my teacher, Chihiro, and Chihiro's going to be like, we all rock with him.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if if Kaguri is kind of like Yura, or at least more than he's like Yura more than we think. I'm looking for a specific chapter right now. Where he is like.
My bad. Go ahead. You was already talking.
Yeah, where he's just like aware about like having to make the necessary sacrifices. He actually has a line like that. Yeah, this isn't really important. Just something that stuck out to me.
They're pretty like Yura and Chihiro. They are kind of framed as like equal but opposites. You know, and I yapped about it enough on stream, or just my like theory about Yura kind of being on a similar journey for revenge, just like Chihiro was. You know, obviously he just didn't have the equipment that Chihiro has, but Hatshaku kind of helped enable his journey like Shiba did for Chihiro. And that's how like Hatshaku kind of put the pieces together for him to like meet these sorcerers and things like that. So like you can even look at Chihiro as kind of building his own Hatshaku. His own Hishaku.
Yeah,
because now he is directly going up against the Kabunabi, even though it's completely, the tables have turned in a sense.
Yeah.
And the whole Hirohiko becoming good thing, like I talked about in our video, that's more about like Hirohiko being and Chihiro finally meeting on equal terms, and Chihiro ends up, landing a lethal blow on him, and as before Hirohiko kind of like bleeds out, he does something to just help, the good guys, and like that could just be tantamount to Chihiro seeing that there was still a little good left in Hirohiko. Now, will he call Hirohiko a friend? To kind of like help, because there's a lot of like, there's a theme of like Chihiro bringing the swords back to their like natural state, like recourse, and maybe Chihiro does that with, Hirohiko to some extent. Now, is he redeemable?
Yes. When Kaguri's chasing after Iori in the chapter 63, he says, now more lives will have to be sacrificed, with a kind of like frown. So it's to me, the way I see it, he's just kind of like the type of guy that will kind of convince himself that he's doing the right thing, and like Yura, that sacrifices are just required.
Oh man, that server didn't give me any napkins. Another sacrifice is gonna have to be made.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, basically that sort of shit.
I want to know onions on this burger. That's another one.
So yeah, so I think is not like I don't think he's just like sadistic or something like that.
Sully says Chihiro's squad is going to be called Kagurabachi Trust.
Oh, bro.
I don't think
I might actually drop it. I might actually drop it.
All right, but the trio thing. Me and Dice, if you haven't watched our trio video, there's a lot of like discussion, ran a poll and about who people like heavily voted. I forgot who they voted for. The favorite was Iori, I think. And we made arguments for why Kiri, Iori, or Hiyuki could be in a trio. But I think we both kind of went on our conclusion was we don't think Kagurabachi is a standard trio manga. It's kind of like each arc is just something different.
Yeah.
Deadass, I would not, if we don't get any Ibiki in the flashback, I'm not going to drop it. But I know I'm never going to hear the end of the slander.
Oh, yeah.
Now, maybe I start making content then, who knows?
Yeah, you'll never hear the end of it.
I don't hear the end of it now.
Yeah, well, that's true. Consistency, right?
That's true. That's what it's about. To be honest with you, I mean, the fact of like our last discussion, like our last podcast was our longest, and that was what, an hour and a half?
Nearly, yeah.
Yeah, and then we did the trio video as well, and like a close proximity, and then with we had a couple streams. I think we just kind of like worn out like the current discussion of Bocce in a sense. Not saying that like there's still tons of things we could talk about, but I mean just like for the chapter and the war, because like every week we talk about something about the war, and of course like luckily with chat, you guys, y'all keep the conversation fresh, which we thank you for that, because like the discussion with y'all introduce theories, or y'all will bring up something maybe from an episode or something like that, to where it gives us like something different to talk about. That's what I appreciate about these streams, because it would be hard to like stream as consistently as we do and like not run out of things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But so what's up? Just literally like, but no, I
Oh
mean,
God.
I really don't have anything else to say about the new chapter. I mean, I think this might just be a short stream tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been an hour 10. I mean, we
Yeah.
could chill for another 20 minutes and then, just do our 90 minutes. And yo, wait, hold on. You know what? There might be something just like we could do that's kind of, just to fill the time. And I think chat might like it too. All right, chat, we're going to watch my home videos from when I was a baby. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine just putting that on? You would see the viewers
No,
drop
no,
down
no.
to two.
I can't imagine.
Do you want to
Um,
see them though?
I'm sorry. What?
You want to see them though? My childhood videos.
No, I don't care, Tyrese.
Hey, look, here's some Tiberius lore, and this is true. I could back it up. When I was a baby, I won a baby competition, first place.
Okay, buddy.
I swear to God, I put it
No,
on
that's
Dice's soul and Dice's heart, bro. That's how serious I am.
chat. Congratulate him or something. I don't know.
Here's your flowers. It was 4 scores and 7.
Oh man. No, I guess before we wrap it up, and I know we've kind of talked about Akemura a good bit. Um,
What the NBA halftime baby
I
races?
what's that?
Oh no, I was just reading what Sully said. What in the NBA halftime baby races?
Okay, rage. D the man has been trying to rank the hottest anime
Let's
characters.
do it. Let's do it.
No, no,
You
I'm
gotta
good.
give the people what they
I'm
want.
good. No, I'm good. It was, luckily it's just D the man, so that's all right. Um, no, but how much do you think we're gonna get from the other clans? As kind of like we get into the war, do you think we're gonna get to see like the other clans in the battlefield? Do you think we're gonna get things? And I know this is like we've talked about this before, but probably not in a good bit. But something like the Kionagi massacre, will we find out like what happened to not just the Soga clan, but the Kagari clan? Um, like where are you at in terms of like the clan conversation?
I that's a good question. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of the other clans. Like I don't think we're gonna get to see the Kyoanagi stuff. Um, we already kind of got the Sazanami thing, and I don't think we're gonna like see this iteration of the two or the Tau, whatever it is. Um, I think kind of Cure kind of made his cameo, and that satiates that part of it. But I could
That's fair.
see maybe we do meet like someone, a couple people from a different clan, or we get like the Hiyuki sibling. We see something about them, but I don't think we're gonna get much.
That's fair. I see Fur by Factor saying during the war, I don't know how much we get of the other clans. I think that's a present time issue, like the people with ice skin. That's a fair assessment. That's a fair assessment. I mean, I was thinking during the Seitei War because that was when like we actually got, through Chiaki and that whole prophecy reading, where all the clan heads were meeting up. That's where we officially got like all the clan names and actually got our look at some of the clan heads that, of clans that we didn't even know existed. But I do agree in the way that specifically like that ice skin lady, the way she was framed and her whole situation, that does seem to be something more pertinent to like present day. But also when you look at the Kagari clan, which we've known Hiyuki for a minute, but it isn't until we go to the Seitei War that we actually get to meet the actual clan heads, right? We see her mom, her father, sister, it looks like.
Shout out to the
So to
mama.
me, oh yeah, shout out Hiyuki Mama for sure. For sure. Sure. Hogazono just gets it with these moms. But yeah, let me stop.
All right,
Um
here's what we're gonna do,
so
Dice. I got something for us.
uh-huh.
Something it won't take us
Okay.
long to do. Just something fun for us to chat
I
and with
swear this is
chat.
another tier list.
All right, so the baddest men in anime. Let's. I'm just playing. All right, we're gonna do a uwu fufu of the Kagurabachi fights.
Okay.
Simple, not simple, right? Oh, you know what? There's only what 29. Let me see. Fuck it, we'll still do it. I don't give a damn. There might be like
Best
duplicates.
moms in fiction. Agreed.
Hey,
Flavored beef. Agreed.
okay. So let
Agreed.
me, and I'll just I could just tell you which one is up. So we have like Kiri versus Dagger Girl, and then Soya versus Hakuri. That's-
Are you gonna be putting this on screen or?
yeah, I got it on. I got it on the screen.
Okay.
I'm not gonna share it through Discord, but let me see.
Um, I got Hakuri versus his brother.
Okay, I think everyone agrees on that, right, chat? Let's see. Ibiki comes from a village, according to Natsuki. Patience versus Soy? What are you talking about, Fur by Factor? His patience is going up against soy milk.
Um, okay.
All right. Make it an ass to it.
That'll grab Dice's attention. I mean, it would. Just
Do
probably for the
YouTube
wrong
polls. All
reasons.
right. So Sojo round 1 versus Samura and Akamura. I'll do polls for like contentious ones, or if me and Dice don't agree. But I mean, I got Samura and Akamura, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so it's updated too. Either Hiroshima fight or Shiba versus Tenri. Hiroshima, right?
Hiroshima. Yeah.
Okay, so Chihiro versus Hirohiko. Chihiro versus Hirohiko, their first round in the theater, or Chihiro versus Yura. I mean, they just put Chihiro versus Yura, but it's got to be the Samura fight too, because they had the picture of Chihiro. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Chihiro pushing his sword down through Yura with Suzaku.
Yeah, it's that one. Chihiro Yura.
Yeah, my fault. I was having an aneurysm. It felt like. All right, so we got Chihiro versus Yura dice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is good. The conclusion: Chihiro versus Sojo's conclusion, or Chihiro and Hiyuki versus Kyor and his conclusion. I'll run a poll for this one.
I like more Sojo. That's just me.
Okay, the 12-second fight. Let's see. Bro, I got a headache.
Yeah, I'm just a glaze, not just a Sojo glazer, but a glazer of that fight in general.
Real.
And that particular moment as well. That is on screen.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like when we did the tier list with Cal about the fights, like she really underestimated just how many people like ride for that 12-second fight. That was like the most voted. That one had the most votes for like peak.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's the fight that sold a lot of people on Kagurabachi.
Me, it was
Really?
Chihiro versus Daruma, the Daruma sorcerer.
Okay.
I'm just. Bro, what is this? Is good. All right, what the hell? My YouTube. I'm gonna have to show you this, bro. It's like just misspelling shit on the chat. Like Fur by Factor put versus Hirohiko on this one. It says versus Trio Hiko, and then versus Soy instead of versus Sojo. Like D the man said, it says
Is it like
soybean. But on my phone, like I got it pulled up on my phone too. But on my phone it says Sojo.
Okay, it's just autocorrecting shit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll send this to you after this stream. All right. Let's close. Oh shit. Yeah, my shit is fucking up. I don't know what's going on. Alright, sorry about that, chat. Bro, swear it's that AI shit. It has to be. Alright, so this is Chihiro versus Kaguri or Samura versus Chihiro. And this, is the hotel.
Yeah, Samura versus Chihiro.
Yeah, I mean, that's the... Okay, so Chihiro versus Hirohiko at the hotel. This is like up until they get the AI white clash or the 2v2. I mean 2v2, right?
Yeah, 2v2.
Yeah, that's gonna make it far. All right. See that this one's just not fair. Chihiro versus Yura, round 1 at the Rakuzaichi, or Samura and Chihiro versus Yura. I don't know why they split it up like that. Yeah, 2v2 is raw as fuck.
Samura Chihiro versus Yura.
Yeah, that's our shit right there. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. See, now that this like second or third round is gonna go hard. But now we have the 3-way EB clash at the hotel, or Chihiro versus Hiyuki, their first meetup. 3-way clash for sure. Okay, what does... Let me see something.
Are those like what is it? Scans? Fan scans?
Bro, this has to be an AI thing. It says Fur by Factors chat says Samurai and Spirited Away versus Yura, but he really said Samura and Chihiro versus Yura. The fuck?
Spirited Away.
Okay, so this is Samura and Akemura. I guess this is the black flame. Well, no, this... Oh, actually, this Chihiro versus Akemura and Samura versus Akemura's second round. They have it. I mean...
Yeah, I got Samura versus Akemura.
I got Chihiro versus Akemura, honestly.
Okay. I think that's crazy.
That's when the True Realm, that's when he actually made Akemura to kind of lock in a bit and like realize that he is a samurai, and that's when he snapped his sword. He could see the butterfly, reacted to it, then pressed him. That fight's gas.
I mean, it's...
And we already voted for Samura versus Akemura too. Huh? Which, yeah, remember we voted Samura versus Akemura. I didn't know that they split it up like this. You don't remember?
Yeah, I mean, I still think Samura versus Akemura. Chihiro has one cool moment against Akemura.
I prefer Chihiro.
And then gets his sword snapped in half and stabbed through the heart.
Now we have Chihiro and Hakuri versus Kiora, or Natsuki, versus Hokuto. I got Chihiro and Hakuri.
Yeah, agreed.
See how chat feels about that. That, I mean, shit, that's when...
Says, I like seeing Akemura putting belt to Samura.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Kiora fight with Chihiro and Hakuri before Hiyuki intervened has some of like the coolest like fight choreography.
Yeah, it's some really good stuff.
Okay. Alright, Sojo versus the Anti-Cloud Gouger Squad, or Samura versus Uruha in the AI White Purity style clash. Which, that's like one of the most cinematic moments in the series. But it's really only one attack.
Sojo versus Kamunabi.
I think I might have Samura versus Uruha. But I mean, I can't lie, that panel with like...
After you just downplayed it.
I mean, technically, that fight is just some like, whack choreo. Well, like I guess it's kind of whack. It's the moves they were using, but I do think that like him locking in with Cloud Gouger and hitting that True Realm was like really fucking gas. Like that
Okay,
shit.
wait, hold on. Now you're confusing me. Which one would you vote for?
Well, I'm thinking, bro.
Oh, okay,
And
because
I'm trying to give
okay.
chat
You're
time.
just sending mixed
I'm giving.
signals here.
Well, I'm giving time for chat to give their opinions as
Oh,
well. So let's see. We got a couple people. Let's say Sojo. Somebody says Samura and Uraha. We'll go Sojo. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go Sojo. Trying just to get to round 2. All right. Chihiro versus Norisaku Madoka, the Daruma Sorcerer, or Kiri Uraha. What? They put Kiri and Uraha versus Natsuki, but they put a picture of Kiri and Yukisada. So how the fuck? The person that made this really butchered that, boy. That gave me brain fog. So Kiri, Hakari, and Ikuto versus Yukisada, or Chihiro versus Madoka.
I mean, this is like the biggest head-to-head of mid.
Dang. I'm going Kiri, obviously. The Kiri fight, because seeing her pop out the big ass sword was funny. Alright.
Yeah, fuck it. I guess I'll go Kiri. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Hakuri and Soya. Hakuri versus Soya, or Samura versus Chihiro? Samura and Chihiro, right? The hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that Yukisada fight was mid either, Sully. I mean, it wasn't like nothing crazy either, but we have the Irishima fight, or Chihiro and Hakuri versus Kiora.
Hiroshima.
Yeah, I agree. No, how is this popping up randomly? All right, Chihiro versus Yura. This they said second round, the end of that fight, I guess, or Azami versus the Shigyu brothers. Even though they put random.
Why is this coming up now? What the hell?
Yeah, it's weird. It's popping up in the fucking second round.
Chihiro Yura.
Yeah, I don't think we need to wait for anybody for that. All right, Samura and Chihiro versus Yura versus Samura against Akemura.
I got Chihiro and Samura versus Yura.
I'm gonna get chat's opinion on this one. We only got like 7 more rounds or 8 more matchups total. I don't know who made this. Yep, chat agrees. Samura introduction, a new one's popping up. Versus against the 2v2. Yeah, so basically Samura versus Fodder, or like one of the best fights in the series.
Yeah, 2v2.
12 second fight, or Sojo against the anti-Cloud Gouger. So 12 second, right?
Yeah, gotta be. Excuse me.
Samura, because I'm biased. Alright, D the man, I know what you are. Alright, now we have the Kiri, Hakuri, and Ikuto versus Yukisada, or Hazami versus Yura, the no-armed Azami.
I got Azami Yura.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Azami was moving crazy.
Oh, yeah.
With loafers on at that. Yeah, D the man, I feel the same way though, dead ass. It was like that whole interaction is just not really, but it's like the moment is big.
I mean, we know they fought. Like they actually fought. We just a lot of it is just off panel. But I still think it's a great fight. I mean, we get the before that we get them like that one panel of them squaring off or squaring up. It's pretty cold.
All right, now we have Samur versus Akemura second round, or the Chihiro, the three-way, the hotel.
Three way.
Damn, imagine that three-way. All right, so now we have basically against Yura the first half of the fight or the second half of the fight. Got to be second half. We were nobodies. Shit really hit. But what was, I guess, one thing to say about the first half of the fight, there was more choreography in that.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
actually going first after the fight. He was taking both Chihiro and Samura at the same time. Some of the panels in that fight, some of the choreography.
like
Um,
that art shown on the thing and the
oh yeah,
conclusion.
it's so good.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do an edit of that, like I did a Samur Akamura clash.
But I got the Samura Chihiro versus Yura.
Yeah, I think there's
That's the one I'm saying.
the choreography. It's more of an exciting fight. I do agree.
Mm-hmm. He was spamming Centipede and Dragonfly.
Okay, Azami versus Yura or the Irishima?
Hiroshima.
For by factor, you like me for real.
Man, we used to dog on Samura when we started this pod. It's crazy. It feels like forever ago.
Yeah, that is crazy to think about. I think
That was our first slander victim. I'll always
we
say that.
we had to get proper media training. All right, so 12-second fight versus Samura versus Chihiro at the hotel. That's hard, bro. I mean, Chihiro versus Samura. I think I got that one.
Yeah, I got that one too. I don't think it's particularly hard. I think it's think about it for a minute or two and
Oh, okay, Dice. He Mr.
pretty easily simmer.
Nonchalant over here.
No. What I'm saying is like I think there's a lot more to appreciate in that Samura Chihiro fight, just because of how much has happened between that 12-second duel and by the time Chihiro fights Samura.
Gotcha. All right, now the 2v2 against the three-way. Y'all want to see the four-way or the three-way? Which y'all want?
That one now. See, this is the tough one for me. I'll still go 2v2.
Yeah, I got the 2v2. Because I don't think there's as much in a 3v3. It's just the fact of three EBs being like active in the same fight and like all on opposite sides, basically. All right, Samura and Chihiro versus Chihiro going up against Samura and Chihiro versus Yura.
Samura Chihiro versus Yura.
Now this is the first half of the fight versus the hotel with.
Thinking about it, the 12-second duel and Chihiro Samura, it is pretty close actually. I take it back.
Yeah, let's see what All right, chat. Say y'all peace. Samura and Chihiro or them against Yura? The winner of this one, I feel like 2v2 is going to end up winning. Cause I think me and Dice have been on record saying that was probably our favorite fight.
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you say, Dice? I'm sorry.
I say the 2v1.
Yes, I got Samura versus Chihiro. All right, I'll just run a quick poll. Let's put versus Euro. Oh, I'll just put 2v1. Alright. Pull up. Oh, man. I'm about to order a pizza. Yeah, it's going to be a 2v2 against Hiroshima next. Which, hey, that's pretty. I mean, that's a finals matchup right there almost.
Is oh, is that not the finals?
No, no, it's whatever. The winner's going to go up against that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Samura versus Chihiro looks like. Alright. Oh, now it's 50-50. Ain't that about a bitch? Alright, the next vote decides it. I mean, either way, they're gonna probably lose. A pizza on it.
Watch nobody vote.
Yeah, chat. I'm gonna tickle your feet. I know damn well one of y'all could press a button. I swear, I'm coming to y'all. I'm coming to all y'all houses. I'm gonna be like Santa Claus, but you're not gonna get a prize.
They just trolling you, brother.
They really are. Damn, y'all gonna hold me? Y'all gonna do me like that? All right, Dice. I'll let you choose. 2v1. It is.
Yeah, 2v1.
That's the wrong pick, but I'll let you. You know. All right,
yeah, whatever.
Hiroshima versus 2v2. Dice.
Hiroshima
Or the 2v2
versus 2v2. Yeah. Man, this is hard because recency bias is definitely.
That scorpion popping out was crazy. Mashiro's moving like a demon. Then we have Big Daddy Hiroto. But the 2v2, it has two of the toughest spreads in the series.
I don't know, man.
That's a good point for a bifactor. The 2v2 has the longer fight, so that does help its case. And as you said, it's recency bias as well.
No, Hiroshima has the longer fight.
That's what I was saying. Plus Shiba
I'll go
Sorcery.
2v2.
Yeah, I think I got 2v2 as well. Alright, so 2v2 versus Samura and Chihiro versus Yura, 2v2, right?
Yeah, I mean 2v2 is probably, I think somebody said this in chat as well. That's my favorite fight. Junior Morpheus said it. Honestly, I think that 2v2 fight is my favorite in the series so far. That or the Hiroshima battle. Yeah, that one's close, but the 2v2 is just probably my favorite fight.
Same. Well, all right. Well, we can wrap up stream. Chat, appreciate y'all pulling up. You know, I know like a handful of y'all, or more than a handful, are kind of like regulars at this point. So I appreciate the continued support. You know, all the people that may be checking us out for the first time. You know, we do this every week. I am getting ready to like do a Kagurabachi like fantasy draft in our Discord server. The link for that will be in the description below on the VOD. So join the Discord if you want to do a Kagurabachi like fantasy draft. Draft your own team.
Yeah. Super cool.
Rip to Sieben and Mongo. Yeah, I didn't see Sieben. But Bromius too. I think he had work or something. I didn't see him. But anyways, y'all have a good night. Talk to you later. See y'all on Sunday for the podcast episode. And peace. Yeah, Flavor Beef. We appreciate you too.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys pulling up. Flavored Beef, Soli, Junior Morpheus, Lance, Fur by Factor, and everybody else who pulled up. D the Man, of course. Appreciate you guys spending some time with us.
King
We'll see you
Slap.
soon.
And Sully, I
King
got you.
Slap. Yeah, yeah.
Appreciate the suggestion. Shout out to him.